Kenzie.
Worse.
No, you're not. Kenzie beat you.
No, she was. Hello.
Oh, JJ, well, okay, I see. Not the first to comment, though.
Hi, Miss Powell. Okay, as always, we're going to give everyone a few minutes to log on before we get started. So if you have any questions you want to ask, that would be a good time. Comments you want to make, as long as they're nice.
We'll just sit here and make funny faces.
Hi, Miss Powell. We're getting lots of people tonight. I'm so excited about this one. I have to tell you guys, I picked this one, and when I did, I decided that this really made a lot of sense, and I should have already picked it. This is one of my favorites. Okay, you want to get started?
Oh, I thought we were waiting. We only got
We're
5
waiting.
on right now.
Okay, we're waiting. Oh, you can see it at the top. Hi! Maybe it seems like we have more than 5. Hello!
From Dion.
Doesn't it seem like there's more than 5 and it's only saying 5 at the top? Oh, Miss Williams, I thought you weren't going to be on tonight. Hi, Travis.
Oh, is she boycotting us or what?
No, she's just tired. We're all tired after open house last night.
Me and the younger? Oh, that autocorrect.
Okay, so let's get started. Oh, yeah, that's what I like. I like the hearts. The hearts make me so happy. Okay, so tonight we're going to keep this short and sweet because it's a long week, and we are going to do Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Which we all have a lot of peculiar children.
Okay, so I'm going to just give you a little background on this book. Just my hair on there.
And some peculiar teachers.
Yes, very peculiar teachers. I came across this book at the first book fair I ever did at Lassiter. And what I found the most striking about this book was the scary little girl on the cover. If you can see her, I do love her tiara, but she's a creepy little girl. So then I opened the book up, and I know you're not supposed to judge a book by a cover, even though I totally do. And there's all these creepy pictures. And if you looked at my Instagram today, those were actually pictures from the book that I threw in there. So I'm looking at these pictures and like, what in the world is this book? So I had to start reading it. I took it home. I didn't even pay for it. I took it home and I wanted to see if I was going to like it before I bought it. And I fell in love with it. The first page has a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. And it is amazing. This book just sucks me in from the beginning. So I want to give you some background information about the book. And the more and more I found out about the author, the more I actually loved the book. So what I found out, and actually Miss Williams helped me do this, I wanted to know like about the pictures, where did the pictures come from? And the pictures are actually real pictures. The author goes around to flea markets, and it actually was like, I've been watching interviews all day with him. He goes around to flea markets and antique markets, and he found all these old pictures, and he just started collecting them. And this is something weird that Mr. Unger and I do. We have some old creepy pictures. And if you guys can see this guy right here, I think it's like my great-grandfather or my grandfather. And his name is actually Bill, but we call him Archibald, and we hide him in our daughter's room. Like when she's least expecting it, like we'll put him in the closet, or we'll put him like
under a pillow.
Under a pillow, anywhere where you would least expect.
In the bathroom.
To find a creepy, scary baby picture. So that's the kind of parents that we are, and I'm sure we've caused her some damage from doing that. But anyway, she just walked in, and have we damaged you from hiding Archibald around the house for you?
He's frightening.
He is frightening, right? How many of you think this is scary? Archibald, look at this. so scary. I'm so scary.
I think he's been in the shower before.
Oh yeah, we've hit him in the shower too.
Behind the shower
So like when
curtain.
she opened the shower curtain to get in and take a shower,
He's there
scary
to say,
baby.
He's there to say hi.
So that is what struck me the most about this book to begin with. But like I said, I took it home that night. I didn't pay for it because I was like, I don't know if this is going to be weird or if it's going to be really good. And I loved it. I went, of course, the next day I paid for it and kept it. And I have used my copy so much.
Did you pay for it?
I did pay for it. I did. Mr. Ung was trying to bust me, but I did pay for it. And then I bought the second one, and there's 3 now. So these books are absolutely amazing. I want to read you some quotes. Do you want to talk about it too?
Young up characters, very good.
Very nice. Okay,
But
so
that's
are they spell checking it wrong,
no,
or what is
no,
happening?
the characters from Up, the old man with the cane,
Oh,
the little love story at the beginning.
that's
They're saying we are
so-
the characters from.
Does that
Up.
mean we're old or we're cute? Because
That
I'm not
means-
really
means
sure.
you die.
Well, that
And I'm
seems...
the old man that goes on the adventure with the
Why
little
did
Boy
they try to
Scout.
make me mad on here? Okay, I would like some hearts
But it
now.
says young. It says
Okay.
young.
All right. This is one of my favorite quotes from the book. What I believe is that
told you to make her
when it
mad.
comes to big things in life, there are no accidents. Everything happens for a reason. You are here for a reason, and it's not to fail. And that is my favorite quote from the book. There's going to be lots of these hanging in the library because I love them. The book has an amazing protagonist that is a young boy named Jake. He starts his journey in Florida, and that is actually where the author's from. He is from Florida, and he jumps into this magical time loop of the 1940s. And those of you that know me well enough know that I really enjoy reading about the 1940s and World War II and the Holocaust. I find it all very interesting. So, and those of you that were in orientation know that one of my goals this year is to read more about nonfiction in the 1940s. But anyway, this is a fiction book. It's young adult. It's fantasy. It is very dark and twisty, and it absolutely makes sense that I would love this book, but I really want you guys to love this book too. Some of you have read this. I do have a class set in the library, but you can come in and check this out, and you may check out the sequel, which is Hollow City, and then the third one is checked out right now, which
Hollow
is
City.
Library of Souls.
The hole through her, because she's hollow.
Another quote that I love from the book says, "We cling to our fairy tales until the price for believing in them becomes too high." That is so powerful, isn't it? I love it so much. So,
Once again, in the back, you can see some of the pictures he's collected, and he has just gone around and collected like the dog with the pipe and these odd little boys in the cave. Those are just pictures that he collected, and he adds them to the story when he finds them, or he specifically goes out and looks for ones that will fit the story as he's written it.
this one he writes about in the back of the book. If you can see this one, it is a very, very alarming looking Santa Claus. He actually said that he fought with the guy for a year to buy this picture, and he didn't get it in time to publish the book, but he still wanted it to be in there. So it's back there with his interview. So the pictures are amazing, and I think what makes it so cool is that they're actually real pictures, very much like Archibald. So if your parents have creepy pictures at home, you could become a storyteller and start telling amazing tales. This story, again, it draws you in immediately. It brings you in. The character is very relatable. He finds a whole host of unique, peculiar characters in the book. You will love them all, and you will be so excited about this book, hopefully, and the trilogy that goes with it. I've asked Mr. Unger to read a little bit to you because I'm hoping I have so many kids come in the library to check this book out tomorrow. So I'm going to let Mr. Unger read. I know you guys love it when he reads. Yeah, Creepy Claus, right? Hi, Gloria.
Ravioli, yay!
Okay, remember all the comments and everything on here, we're keeping everything positive, so make sure you're saying positive things. We're being change makers this year, and we're really going to do a good job of being kind to other people.
Yeah, Miss Williams. I tried to convince myself that it was possible someone could still live there, run down as it was. Such things weren't unheard of where I came from. A falling down wreck on the edge of town, curtains permanently drawn, that would turn out to have been home to some ancient recluse who'd been surviving on ramen and toenail clippings since time immemorial, though no one realizes it until property appraisers or an overly ambitious census taker barges in to find the poor in returning to
Mr. Unger is really tired from open house last night, so he's going to try that again. And see how important it is to practice what you're going to read before you read it? It's very important.
I'm very tired. And we get filmed tomorrow, so that's going to be so
We
much
do.
fun.
If you're a Lassiter kiddo and you're watching, make sure you do your hair tomorrow because you could be on
You're going to be
camera.
looking pretty because you're going to be on camera tomorrow.
If your parents sign the appropriate form for you, which would be the video release form. So,
Well, you probably will.
we'll throw that disclaimer in.
Though no one realizes it until property appraisers or an overly ambitious census taker barges in to find the poor soul returning to dust in a lazy boy. People get too old to care for a place. Their family writes them off for no reason or another. It's sad, but it happens. Which meant, like it or not, that I was going to have to knock. I gathered what scrawny courage I had and waded through waist-high weeds to the porch, all broken in tile and rotting wood, to peek through a cracked window. All I could make out through the smeared glass were the outlines of furniture. So I knocked on the door and stood back to wait in the eerie silence, tracing the shape of Miss Peregrine's letter in my pocket. I'd taken it along in case I needed to prove who I was. But as a minute ticked by, then two, it seemed less and less likely that I would need it. Climbing down into the yard, I circled the house looking for another way in, taking the measure of the place. But it seemed almost without measure, as though with every corner I turned, the house seemed new balconies and turrets and chimneys. Then I came around back and saw my opportunity, a doorless doorway, bearded with vines, gaping and black, an open mouth just waiting to swallow me. Just looking at it made my skin crawl, but I hadn't come halfway around the world just to run away screaming at the sight of a scary house. I thought of all the horrors of Grandpa Portman had faced in his life and felt my resolve harden. If there was anyone to find inside, I would find them. I mounted the crumbling steps and crossed the threshold.
Dun dun dun. How bad do you guys want to read this now? Okay, someone asked when you were reading Mr. Unger what it's called. It's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Peculiar children.
Peculiar Children.
Much like
and
you all.
then another really good question came up. The second one is called Hollow City, and the question was asked, is it as good as the first one? Yes, I think it is. It gets into the characters more. You already are so familiar with the characters and you love them from the first book. It's a very easy transition. Library for Souls, I have not read yet, but I intend on, I think I'm going to read it this Labor Day weekend because I'm like all excited about this again. And then the other thing I wanted to tell you, the link in the bio on Lassiter Library right now goes to Ransom Riggs, and that is actually his name, Ransom Riggs. That is the author, and you can see other books that he's written. He also wrote, and those of you that know me know I love some Sherlock Holmes. He also wrote a book about Sherlock Holmes. So when I found that out today, I got so excited, and I already have it in my Amazon cart, and I cannot wait to read it and see what creativity he has to go along with Sherlock Holmes. In one of the interviews, he said there's two people. Those people that love Sherlock Holmes,
You do have
and
a
then
complete
other
guide
people.
to Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, but I want to see what he said.
Yeah, well.
Because he's really cool. Like, the more I
Mine's
watched
older.
interviews and read about him, I just got really excited
Like
because
the people from Up.
yes, the people from Up, but I died. That makes it sad.
Not in that version, he lived.
Oh, good. Well, that's nice. Thanks. Thanks, or you wouldn't have a librarian. Anyway, short and sweet tonight. If you've got any questions, private message us. Check these out in the library. I promise you will love them. You will get drawn in right away. And we hope everyone has a good night, and I hope your parents are as awesome as we are and creep you out with scary baby
awesome.
pictures. That's it. I love you guys, and I will see everyone tomorrow. Make sure your hair is done for the camera crew that's going to be there.
Be peculiar.
Be peculiar. Have a good night.
Bye.